You barely touched that.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I have a new tutorial for you guys. It's gonna be very simple. It's gonna be super cool. If you guys haven't seen Alli's TV transition, it looks a little bit like this. Super simple, guys. It's only like a masking technique. I'm gonna show you guys how to shoot it and then how to edit it, all right? If you guys have a gimbal, this is gonna make your life a lot easier, and this is probably the only way to really kind of do this effect. I'm gonna be shooting in 4K, 24 frames per second, because it's gonna be a lot easier to mask and post. So let me give you an example. So for every 1 second, this is gonna be taking, in a sense, 24 photos, 24 frames per second. So every second, I gotta go frame by frame 24 times per second. Now, think about it. If I shoot 120 frames per second, all right, I gotta go 120 times in post-production, all right? So we don't wanna do that. I wanna make your guys' life easy as heck, okay? So I'm ready, have my camera ready. So this is how Alli shot it. Alli, you are my hero. I love you. Let's do this, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna start as close as possible, guys. And you wanna keep your gimbal as steady as possible. You don't wanna move it up and down, side to side, because then that's gonna also, then you're gonna have to track it, and we don't wanna track it. So just keep it straight and just back up. Shoot it one more time. You can shoot it multiple times, guys, until you get it perfect. Just line it up and just walk straight back. Okay, guys, so now that I showed you guys how to shoot it, we're gonna jump into Final Cut, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to edit it.
Alright guys, so I have my 2 clips here, 1 and then 2. So the one shot pulling out of the TV, and then the other shot that I'm gonna be putting in the TV screen. So it's super simple, guys. We're gonna go to our effects tab. We're gonna click this little toggle right here. Then we're gonna type in draw mask. We're gonna grab this, and then we're gonna slide it into our clip where we're gonna draw the mask. Okay, and this effect is gonna take some time, guys. It's simple, but it is time consuming, and this is how it is, guys. The more time you guys put into it, the better the effect is gonna come out. So if you guys, you know, half-ass it, then it's gonna show in your work, guys. But it's a really cool effect. So if you guys take your time with it, it's gonna look really good, guys. So let's get into it. The way that I like to do this effect is I actually like to start at the end of the clip. I don't like to start at the beginning. I like to start at the end, and I'll show you guys why right now. So we're gonna go all the way to the end of the clip, okay? And then I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit more. So I'm gonna go right here to my view percentage, and I'm gonna zoom it into about 100%, a little bit more, maybe 200%, just so I could be a little bit more precise in my masking. So we're gonna click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So as you can see, it masked out the rest of the video and not the screen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right here to our draw mask, and we're gonna click invert mask. So now the TV screen is masked out. So you can see it's already been replaced. So all we're gonna do now is we're just gonna make sure it's all lined up. It looks perfect. Okay, it looks pretty good. So now to track it, all we're gonna do is go to our transform tab, click on that little triangle. Now we're gonna click all these keyframes right here, guys. Click all the keyframes, and I like to click on the control points as well. You don't have to, but I just do it anyways, just in case, I guess. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna go frame by frame, because you see as we start playing the video back, we can see that the mask starts to move, and that looks really dumb. So we're gonna have to track it frame by frame, and this is the time-consuming part, guys, but it's all worth it. So we're gonna go frame by frame, and as you can see, the screen moved a little bit, so I'm just gonna move it just a little bit. basically all you're doing, guys, is you're just moving the mask to just fit the screen. Basically, that's really all you're really doing. And as you can see, our mask is starting to actually get smaller, so we just have to make it a little bit bigger as we zoom in, because eventually the mask is gonna take up the full screen. So I'm just gonna speed this process up a little bit, guys. But all we're doing, guys, is we're basically just moving the mask to fit the TV screen as our shot gets closer and closer to the TV. So what I recommend, guys, is just putting on some music and just busting it out, guys. And I just wanted to point something out as well, guys. You see, as we start moving our mask, this little control point starts to light up, so that just is showing us that it's tracking the mask frame by frame. So if it's not lighting up, guys, you might want to go back and redo this again to make sure you actually have all these little keyframes highlighted before we start masking, because this is the only way it's going to track it. I don't want you guys to waste your time, you know, moving the mask frame by frame, and then it didn't end up even saving each keyframe. So this mask is not perfect, guys. It's a little difficult to see, especially because the screen is all black. But I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. So as you can see, we're starting to get closer to the TV. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my viewpoint, zoom out a little bit more, so now I can kind of see a little bit more what's going on. So one thing I remembered, guys, is that you could move this mask part around and you could just scale it in as it gets closer to make the mask bigger. Another thing that I like to do, guys, is I like to go back and click back on the keyframes just to see how the mask looks. So as you can see, my mask is moving around a lot, so as you can see, my mask is moving around, guys, so I actually could go back and just kind of fix it up. Fix it up a little bit more. So I'm not gonna spend too much time with it, but I just want to show you guys the overall basics of doing it. So we're gonna keep going. Alright guys, so as you saw, so as we got closer and closer to the TV, the mask got bigger and bigger, and we had to track it. Let me just show you where the mask ends up. It ends up right on the outside, and that's fine, guys. So now, next, all we're gonna do is we're gonna drag the clip that we want to replace the. So the next thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna drag the clip that we want to replace the TV screen with underneath our original clip.
Super cool. If you guys haven't seen,
so as you can see, it's already starting to replace it. Now, hold on, let me just put the volume down on this. Alright guys, so now that we have our clip underneath, you could also add a freeze frame. You could add a freeze frame, go up here, edit, add freeze frame, and that's basically going to pause the clip for you. Let me show you. And give you that where it just pauses. But of course, then you're gonna have to track the freeze frame as well. You're gonna have to track that. It's off, so now we have to transform the clip underneath and just scale it. Alright, and looks pretty good, guys. You just freeze frame it, and then if you want to add a TV overlay, let me just... Alright guys, so I just had to grab the TV overlay real quick. I'm gonna provide a link in the description below so you guys could download the same pack. So all you want to do, guys, is you just want to grab it and you want to drag it on top of your clip, and then you're gonna want to go to compositing, go to show, and then blend mode. We're gonna click on screen. So when we play it back, we can start to see that TV overlay, and you just want to play with it, play with the opacity and play with the exposure to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. But this is basically it, guys. It's super simple. It's just very time consuming. You want to take your time with it.
So if you enjoyed the tutorial, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please let me know anything you guys want to see, any requests, and I'll work on it, guys. Let's take our videography to the next level. I'll see you guys in the next video.